What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day today and I hope it gets even better from watching this video. Today I thought we would have a simple, straight to the point kind of video. We're going to be talking about 8 habits of highly successful people. So these 8 habits are, in my opinion, the most important ones to add to your routine if you want to reach that dream life, reach your goals, reach your version of success, whatever that looks like. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Nika, welcome. I make videos all about self-improvement and I like to make them very actionable. Here are the to-do lists, the prompts, the exercises that you need to really make things happen and create that change that you want. So if that works for you, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe and check out my social media if you want to see more of my personal life. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, habit number 1, you need to fully understand the way you work. You need to know the ins and outs of how you work and how you get things done. This is kind of a broad one. So here are a few things you need to figure out. You need to understand your focus limitations. So how long can you stay focused before you reach that exhaustion, brain fog moment, so that you can then schedule your breaks accordingly. The second one is you need to understand when you work best, and you need to take this a little bit further than I'm a night owl or I'm a morning person. So what I highly recommend is writing the different types of tasks that are kind of repetitive, like the tasks that you need to do every single week, and then figure out the best days or the best time in the day for you to complete them. So for example, I work best before lunch. That is my most productive time, the time when I can really stay focused for way longer. So I make sure that the tasks that I complete during that time are tasks that require a lot more brain power. And then the tasks that I schedule after lunch are tasks that are easier for me to complete, where I don't really need to think anymore. That is how I can utilize the time that I work best and my focus in the best way possible. Also, figuring out how much time specific tasks take you is a game changer as well. I highly recommend just tracking your week and seeing how much time it takes you to reply to those emails that you need to do every day, or call those clients, or post an Instagram photo, whatever it is that you need to do all the time. Figure out how much time it takes you so you can then plan accordingly, so you're not wasting so much of your time and brain power and energy in really silly ways. Taking a week to figure this out, or even a day if you already have a lot of that knowledge, is a game changer, and it will help you so much as you go along, just to not waste time. Time is precious and you can't buy it, you can't get more of it. So figuring out the way you work and then scheduling your time accordingly is priceless. The next habit is that successful people have systems in place. I'm sure you've heard or seen those videos that are set systems, not goals. I think goals are very important. They're a very clear way to see where you want to go and what you want to achieve. But then you need to have systems to back that up, to actually move you there. A really amazing way to not only set, but also track and keep up with these habits and routines that you need for the successful life that you want to live, or to reach the goals that you want, is with Fabulous, and they're actually sponsoring this video. In case you don't know, Fabulous is an amazing app that helps you build the life that you want by creating the habits that you need. You can basically make your own list of morning, afternoon, and evening routines and then cross them off every single day through the app, or you can just let Fabulous lead the way. You can select one of their pre-built activities based on the challenge you want to tackle next, from working on your mindset, increasing productivity, focusing on your hobbies, or just adding some more movement to the day. Fabulous basically makes your habit building a lot easier. The whole system of creating habits on Fabulous is so smart because it allows you to start slow and then gradually build up as you go, just so you don't get overwhelmed and stressed and then give up before you even fully take off. I also love that you can track your progress and see it very clearly on your progress calendar, so you can really stay motivated and build that consistency, which is obviously so important when you're trying to achieve those goals or dreams that you have. There are also mindfulness practices on the app that are tailored to your needs, and with the app it's really easy to incorporate those self-care moments into your day. There's a mood tracker, there's notes, and there's also a community aspect, so you can join a circle related to your self-care goal to just connect you with like-minded people to keep you motivated and accountable. So it's all in all just really an amazing app to have when it comes to working on yourself and creating that dream life that you want. So if you want to start achieving your goals and reach your own unique version of success, click the link in the description box and start your fabulous journey. The next one is resilience. Having a resilient mindset, which basically means that you can bounce back from those mistakes, from those failures very quickly. And the simplest way to do that is to figure out what you can learn from them. I think this is like a Nelson Mandela quote. I could be wrong, but it's like, I never lose. I either win or I learn. So creating a habit that whenever something goes wrong or you make that wrong step or you fail at something, sitting down and being like, okay, putting my feelings to the side for a moment. I'm disappointed, I'm sad, I'm angry, whatever it is. What went wrong? Like, what was the misstep? How can my next step be more informed because of what just happened? It's so easy when you look back and you're like, oh, that was such a stupid mistake. Why did I do that? Because you didn't have the knowledge that you do now. So anytime something goes wrong, having that resilient mindset kick in, and it really is a habit, and being like, okay, something went wrong. There was a misstep that I took. This was meant to happen because I was meant to learn this so I can take this next more informed step and reach that mountain, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. I recently watched, I don't know if it was a short or a reel or something that was like, a healthy mind is a flexible mind, like being able to adapt to what just happened and bounce back quickly and like figure out a new solution instead of getting stuck on what happened and, you know, letting that influence your self-worth and your confidence. You're just like, okay, this was meant to happen because I was meant to learn this, because that is crucial knowledge for where I'm planning to go. And that leads us very beautifully to the next habit, which is the constant quest for knowledge and for learning. I think we've all heard like the most successful CEOs read one book a week or something like that. Now, I don't think you should necessarily read a book a week if that doesn't work for you. You need to find the way that you learn naturally. If, for example, you learn best from just speaking to people and sharing ideas, then maybe start going to certain events or join some groups. Or maybe if you absorb information very easily, you can listen to podcasts as you do your cleaning, or, you know, just find a way that's natural for you to learn, something that just feels like it comes easily, like you just absorb the information. There's a lot of like quizzes to figure out what kind of learner you are online. If you're very visual, then videos like this might help you, or like animations, or, you know, there's so much information, a lot of it free out there. So make sure you take advantage of the things that work for you. Not to mention that being knowledgeable and just having interests and things that like tickle your mind is so attractive, and it also makes you very interesting and exciting to be around. Plus, I don't think we realize how fortunate we are that you can literally type into Google whatever you want to learn, and you can learn from someone who has already done it, who has already achieved what you're wanting to achieve, and you can learn from their mistakes instead of repeating them because you didn't know better. So take advantage of all the information that's out there and just figure out the best way for you to learn. The next one, I know you feel it coming, and here it is, okay? Take care of your body. That is honestly the biggest game changer in my opinion. Like, that is the thing that changed my mental health apart from therapy the most. Honestly, like, it's also made me so much more productive, so much more energized. It has influenced every single part of my life, and I do not say that lightly, okay? It honestly gives you confidence. It creates a strong mindset where you can bounce back so much quicker, because when you're working out or you're running or whatever you're doing, you kind of need to push yourself, you know, past the point where you would usually give up. I have a whole video about how to actually start working out and stick to it. I'll link it down below, but I would start with something very simple, like commit to doing a 30-minute activity 2 times a week. And the reason I say activity is because it does not have to be like a typical workout at the gym or a Pilates class or something. If that is not for you, it is not for you, okay? Do not force yourself. There are countless ways that you can move your body and be active twice a week, and I'm sure there are a few of those that would be fun to you or interesting. It can literally be going ice skating, going swimming, hula hooping, jumping with the rope, like, there's so many things. So start with those activities that you actually enjoy and start easy. Start slowly. So commit to doing it twice a week. Maybe that would just be 15 minutes or once a week for half an hour. Whatever seems very achievable to you, to the point where you're almost like, what's the point? Like, this is too easy. Exactly. It's too easy. So that means you can stick to it. So do that. Okay. The next one is you need to have a very clear vision and very clear goals, and kind of be obsessed with them, honestly. That is going to give you that focus and that intrinsic motivation to where it's going to be so much easier to keep going and stay on the path. Something a lot of us know very well, something I used to do all the time back in the day, but something we want to avoid is, You know, at the beginning of the year where you would sit down and be like, what do I want this next year to look like? And you're in this dreamer mode and you just start writing down goals. And in the end, you have like 20 of them. No really plan, just like, here's what I can think of. And then you maybe work on them for like a week and then you give up or you like completely forget about them. And then the end of the year rolls around and you look at them and you're like, oh, what was that? Or you don't even remember them. That is the opposite of what we're trying to do here, okay? So you're gonna set very, very clear goals and become obsessed with that vision. I have my own system that really works for me. I'll link a video down below where I kind of walk you guys through it all. It's on Notion. But a very quick rundown is I pick 3 categories of my life. So usually that's career, finances, and lifestyle. And then I pick up to 3 goals per category. I'm a firm believer that the less goals you set, the better. So if you just choose 1 per category, amazing. Then I look at each goal individually and I make sure it's a SMART goal. A SMART goal means that a goal is specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, and it's time bound. So instead of my goal being, I want to start working out, my goal is now, I am going to work out twice a week for 30 minutes for 3 months. That goal is now specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, and it's time bound. And then in my system, I have a whole progress tracker where I break down each goal into small steps that I want to take in the next month, or you can plan further, you can do in the next 3 months. And then you can plan those small broken down tasks into your weekly, daily agenda. And doing that every single week when you're planning, looking at that progress tracker helps you so much to not just forget about them and actually work on your goals and chip away at them one day at a time. Last week I did my mid-year reset, so I'm gonna link that down below in case you wanna check it out so you can like see this system in action. But whatever system you use, it doesn't matter, just make sure that you pick very SMART, specific goals and you break them down and then you become obsessed with that vision of that life where those goals have been achieved. The next one is fully understanding your strengths and just basically knowing what you're really good at, what you're a natural at, what comes really easily to you. That is gonna make you so incredibly valuable. You know, when you have a group project and you have all these people working on it together and no one knows what they're good at and they're just like, oh, I guess I'm gonna do that. I might do this task. Like, imagine how powerful it is to come to that table and be like, okay, I'm really good at this. I know that this is where I excel at. This comes really easily to me, so I can totally do this. Just like knowing what you're good at gives you so much confidence, first of all, and makes you feel like you've got self-worth. And self-worth is something that we all have. You just need to search for it and find it. It's tied so much to the value that you think you have. So figure out what your value is. And you have it, okay? Don't you dare sit here and be like, oh, but I don't think I have it, or like, I don't know. You can figure it out, I promise. A really easy, simple exercise that you can start with is something I've mentioned 10 billion times. So if you've heard me repeat it 10 billion times and you still have not done it, that's on you, okay? And this is your sign to do it. So it's a 3-list exercise. So you're gonna make 3 lists. The first one is gonna be your positive traits. So I'm a good cook. I am really good at helping people through a hard time. I'm a good problem solver. I'm a good communicator. Things like that. The second one is going to be your list of successes and contributions. So these are the things you've already achieved. Like, I got an A on my exam, or I got my dream job. It can be smaller than that. And then contributions, this is the same list, are things like I helped my friend Sarah through a breakup, like things you kind of helped out on. And then the last list is going to be a list of your potentials. So if your positive traits were like, I'm a good communicator, I'm a good writer, I'm a really good problem solver, then maybe your list of potentials could be, I could actually have a really good self-help podcast, or I could write a really good self-help book. Something like that. Write as many as you can think of. You can take your time with this. You can ask your loved ones for their opinions. You can even search for like positive traits lists on the internet and then just like circle the ones that you have. So take your time with this and make them as long as possible. Sometimes it's honestly hard to see the like things that come naturally to you because they're so in your face, like you've always had them. You didn't have to develop them. So it's just like, that's just how I am. And you don't even acknowledge it because it's natural for us to acknowledge more the things that we want to change or improve or what we're not good at. So asking your friends or your family, like, what do you think comes naturally to me? Like, what do you think is just like so easy and like a no-brainer to me that's like more challenging to the rest of the world or, you know, the majority of people. Very helpful. Highly, highly recommend. And the last one is focusing on who you want to be instead of what you want to achieve. I obviously think it's important to have goals and systems in place. Most of this video was about that, but so much of you achieving the success that you want is in those identity shifts. That's where the real change comes in. The first thing you need to do is figure out what your version of success looks like, because we kind of all like to think that success is like objective, that there's a picture of success and that's just what it is. But the last thing I want for you is that you work so hard on something that you think you want and then you get there and you're like, I don't even want this. Like, this does not feel authentic and good to me at all. So figure out what your version of success looks like. For some people, it's not going to be like scaling the corporate ladder or having your own company. For some people, it might be like the freedom to travel whenever you want to, or being able to work from home and have like a beautiful garden, or being a stay-at-home mom. Like, whatever it is, it does not matter. It is your life. Just figure out what that authentic success looks like to you. That is honestly already going to help you so much with that identity shift, so you're not focusing so much on what you're wanting to achieve, but who you want to be. But I highly recommend just writing down who this person that has this kind of success is. Like, how does this version of you spend your day? What does your lifestyle look like? What do you do for yourself or your body? What kind of relationships, friendships do you have? How do you actually work? Like, do you work from home? Do you work with a lot of people? Are you your own boss? Like, just get super, super granular as you can. Like, obviously, we're all just getting to know each other as we go throughout life and figuring out new pieces to the puzzle. So don't be so hard on yourself. Just write down as much as you possibly can. And that will really help you to have that clear vision that we talked about earlier and becoming obsessed with that vision. And I think that honestly makes goal setting a lot easier also, when you're like, okay, this person would be like this. What is my first step? Like, what does this success version of myself do that I don't do that I think would help bring me that much further? And then start with that. Alrighty guys, those are all of the 8 habits. I really, really hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what are your top success habits or just lessons that you've learned that have really helped you to get to where you are now. Maybe just write one and we can kind of help each other, inspire and motivate each other. That would be amazing. I would love to read them. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and check out my social media if you want to see more about my personal life. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon.